with the European Championships getting underway next week in Birmingham. 3 of Ireland's best sports stars are joining us this morning. This may be the most competitive couch we've had all year.
You're right, it's fairly competitive, all right. It's not just Birmingham, it's Croatia and Paris we're learning as well. Olympic gold medalist Rhys McClenaghan, Olympic bronze medalist Mona McSharry and National Athletics champion Darragh McElhinney are here to talk to us all about preparation. Good morning. How are you? How are you feeling? European Championships not far away, Rhys.
Yeah.
I think you've been there, done it all before. What's this, your 4th?
Yeah, well, it'll be. I don't know how many Euros I've done. It'll be me going for my 4th title. So yeah, one of the more experienced athletes now. But each of them hold the same weight in my eyes. I wanted to win each of those European titles just as much as the last. So. I want to hopefully be on the top of the podium. It's
kind of the hunger of it as well, isn't it? But like obviously in cycles, and I think like athletics and gymnastics, swimming, it's going through a huge boom in Ireland in particular at the minute. But to try and keep that motivation going all the time, something must be huge for you, because winning that gold medal in the Olympics was so massive. But then the Europeans, as you say, each one is that bit more special, just trying to cement yourself kind of in the history books.
Yeah, I think it's just, I love the fact that the standard is just so high for Irish athletes now. Everybody is going to each major championships with their eyes on medals. And I feel like in the past, that wasn't really even spoken out loud and said, like, we're going for medals. But now we've kind of got the confidence, and we've got the track record now after Paris to kind of back up our confidence with us saying what we want to achieve.
And we see you on the pommel horse for like less than a minute. We don't see all of the prep that goes on behind the scenes, like a lifetime of prep, really.
Yeah.
So what's happening for you at the moment as you prepare for LA 2028 and everything in between?
I guess for gymnastics in particular, every 4 years, so every Olympic cycle, the rules change ever so slightly.
That's interesting.
I've kind of needed to take my routine that won me gold in Paris and dismantle it and try new skills, new construction.
Why do they do that?
They do it to keep the sport fresh, so that I'm not just doing the same routine that works all the time and win all the time. So
You're really good at those moves.
Changing the rules to challenge me, to challenge the winners, and to keep the sport innovative. And I'm up for the challenge.
It's quite interesting as well, and it's going to make it real open as well. Mona, from your point of view, you do all your training over in Tennessee. Just landed back yesterday. Well, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
How's the jet lag going?
I'm so used to that trip now. I think I have it down to a T, so the body's prepared for it, yeah.
Tell us about the training over in Tennessee. Is it in the university over there? How does that work? And kind of what sort of athletes are you training alongside? Yeah,
so I train basically on a university team, even though now I'm technically a pro athlete, but we basically do all of the same training, and then I just don't compete with the college team. But it's honestly great. I mean, the competitiveness over there is just kind of next to none. And I think that, I get the opportunity to compete against a lot of kind of American swimmers too, that I might not compete against as much if I was training here. So I really like that too. I think that helps push me as well. So yeah, it's great.
It's amazing to see you there in action. It's unbelievable. You were the first Irish swimmer to win an Olympic medal in 30 years. So, I mean, that obviously changed how the whole world saw you, but how did it change how you saw yourself?
It's kind of crazy. It doesn't, I kind of honestly forget it happens sometimes. I don't know if it's changed much. I feel like I'm still the same person, same swimmer, and I'm just constantly looking for what the next achievement is. It's kind of okay, we've done that, what's next? But I think it was just really nice to kind of see all the hard work and discipline pay off, and I guess kind of discussing how athletes have kind of moved forward, and we are shooting for those podium positions now. And I think growing up, I don't know if I told myself I was going to be on a podium, I don't know if I would have believed myself. So I think kind of being able to highlight that for the younger and the next generation and be like, no, you can do this, I think that's kind of really exciting.
Would you encourage other athletes to go to America? Are the opportunities out there amazing? Because I know Rashida's out there, and you kind of see the level of performance out there, testing yourself against the very best. Must be quite inspiring.
Yeah, I do think that everyone should experience it. I mean, SECs and NCAAs are some of the most high energy competitions I've ever been to. It's just a different level than anything swimming wise. The athletes and swimmers are just cheering so loud. The atmosphere is crazy. So I definitely think it's worth experiencing, but it's not going to suit everybody. It's very high intensity, a lot of competing, and I really enjoy that, but I could see how for some other people that might not work. So it's really like a case by case situation, but I think if you get the opportunity to go, you should definitely take it.
And Darragh, you're competing first out of the three of you. You're in Birmingham. I think, is it next Monday? You're
Monday,
first up in the 5,000 metres.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, it's been a good kind of couple of months preparation coming into it. Being obviously a bit later in the summer, I think I'm kind of coming into my best shape now, which is good.
Well, that's where you want to be, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of training going into this, because you've kind of talked about what's the ideal amount of races to have raced to go into a European Championships like that?
Yeah, well, I suppose that's what you're trying to figure out every year, you know. I think last year I raced a lot more than I would have liked to last year, chasing qualification for the World Champs in Tokyo. But then by the time I actually got there, I was like, that actually helped me out a lot. Like other years, I would have been more kind of trying to get my qualification done early and then go away training and like kind of be in the best physical shape or whatever. But there's kind of a sharpness and like a kind of bit of just a bit of kind of awareness that you get from racing every week. Like, so I've tried to kind of bring the balance a little bit better this year, race a bit more. Obviously you're keeping the training up in between times. But yeah, this year I think I've kind of hit probably a little bit more of a sweet spot. Had like it's probably like my 7th race or so this summer. Wow. Kind of between a few different distances or whatever. And yeah, you kind of come on with every race, but you have to just make sure you're recovering and not neglecting certain parts of training in between.
And you're working with a sports psychologist, I'm reading here. How does that help on the morning of a race, like with your mindset? Because I'm sure the pressure is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Like, I suppose one of the unique things about like 5K running, like within athletics and within other sports as well, is that like there's so many variables in like how the race is going to go on the day. So like obviously, like say for the likes of Rhys, like you've got this routine that you've practiced and you're doing it, and obviously for the swimming, like you're basically just going as fast as you can, like whereas in a 5K race, like the gun goes and like we might jog for the first 3K, like, or else someone might get a notion after 3 laps to go to the front and send
huge
it, like,
tactics involved.
So like you're kind of, that's probably one of the hardest things, is because when you're on the start line there's a lot of unknown. Like you're like in 90 seconds time, am I going to be going full pelt, or are we all going to be looking at each other waiting for the last few laps or whatever?
So are you responding to how people start the race around you then in real time? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And like people make breaks at random times as well, so like you could be kind of relaxed 3 or 4 laps in, and then all of a sudden someone goes for it and you have to react. So.
Cursing them.
Yeah,
That's not my tactic.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you're obviously hopeful of doing well in the Europeans, obviously the Olympics in 2 years, you love to be a part of it as well. Like, do you find it inspiring? You know, sitting on the couch here with Mona with their Olympic bronze and Rhys with the golds, but like, you must feel part of an amazing time to be involved in Irish athletics.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like obviously the 2 athletes next to me are at the pinnacle of their sport, like, you know. And I think, yeah, like obviously we were chatting off air about like how much strength and depth there is within all the sports in Ireland at the moment. And yeah, like going into a Europeans this weekend, like with a team of like 47 athletes, I think, for Athletics Ireland, which is crazy really when you think about it, like what we would have sent in years past, and like just have that many athletes qualifying for major championships is huge. And then yeah, obviously bang smack in the middle of an Olympic cycle as well. They're all stepping stones really to the biggest goal, which is obviously LA 2028.
Is that how it works? So LA 2028, it's stepping stones. You have to kind of tick all the boxes in terms of like qualification for an Olympics. Would you be thinking about that down the line, or is it very much focused European Championships first off?
Yeah, I think stepping stones is the right way to put it. But also you don't want to take away from the fact that these major championships are important.
Yeah.
We all want to perform well at them, but you kind of need to understand that you're maybe not going to be at your very best at these Europeans, but it can certainly be, you know, a step in the right direction. You obviously want to be your very best on the day of an Olympic final,
course, yeah.
But you still want to be as best as you can be for this time, for sure.
Speaking of being your best on the day, I love this. You're not superstitious, but you have a unique ritual on the morning of your events. What do you do on the morning of your events?
Well, like on competition day, you get nervous, right? So I don't know, if I'm competing later in the evening, I'll like take multiple showers in the day. I don't know why.
5-6 showers?
Yeah, like 5 or 6. You know, I don't know why. I just like feel calm in the shower.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, on a normal day, I'd take like 1 or 2 showers, obviously. But on a competition day, that changes.
He's the best smelling man we've had on this sofa in a long time. Mona, have you been back home to Sligo since obviously landed home yesterday? Will you try and get home a bit, or are you straight out to Paris?
I'm going to wait until after Europeans to get home. So,
Okay.
Yeah, all focus now, and then once we're done with Europeans, I'll head home for a bit. So
And then back to Tennessee?
Yeah.
There you go. The life of an athlete. Well, we wish you very well. Obviously,
We'll be
it's an
rooting for
amazing
you.
time. And listen, as I say, the viewership now and the interest in Irish athletics across all the sports is absolutely booming at the minute. Mona McSharry, who's going to be taking place, your championships are going to be in Paris. Rhys McClenaghan, who's going to be in Croatia, and Darragh McElhinney going to be in Birmingham. The European Championships start next week. Thank you
Best
for
of luck,
joining
guys.
us.
So much